Hey Vikings, today we're going to be going over another type of trap account. The basics of it are the same. The largest players in your clan are going to reinforce your town and you're going to have other people hit you. But that's where the similarities end. So the first and biggest difference with this type is that you're not going to have troops in your town. So basically if they hit you, you will have nothing of your troops in the town, excuse me. So you'll still have the reinforcing players' troops, but you will either not create any troops or you will make sure they're out of the town when you get hit. The big benefit of this is that it lets you have a much smaller size trap. So the influence on this account is 2.2 million, and it's got a level 22 palace and level 22 mead hall, level 22 OS, or war block rather. So I can get 1.25 million and 700,000, so just under 2 million troops reinforcing me from big players. That's enough to take pretty massive hits. The only thing you really have to watch out for here is the potential of the largest clan in the enemy kingdom, or the largest players in your enemy clan during CVC setting up an OS, because they could potentially wipe you. It's more likely than in a standard trap, but it's also going to be pretty hard for them to do anyways, so yeah. Now, why would you set this up over a standard trap? There are a few reasons. One, this is incredibly easy to set up. You just make an account, stick it in your clan, and tag events for a few weeks, and you can make this. Since there's no knowledge for this particular setup, it's just the buildings. So very easy. On top of that, you can go a couple different directions from here as well. The first trap I ever set up was fairly similar to this, but it had about 20 million influence, and that was basically just from coming into military and maxing out troop defense and troop health 1. Since most players yield with non-combat heroes or no hero at all, I was at about 20 million influence, and I was able to tile like crazy the enemy kingdom. So I made 100k cav, or actually 200k cav. I stuck 100,000 in another town, so I reinforced another town. That way they weren't sitting in my town, and then I would attack tiles with 100k. So if someone hit me, which they did a lot because they were mad that I was tiling them, my troops were out of the town, and thus they didn't fight, so there wasn't an easy target, and all the troops that were reinforced fought, or that, sorry, the players reinforcing me fought, and thus we got lots of points from the very easy win. So that, on top of that, you also get to keep the tiles clear without having to have someone use double hero or sitting without a shield. So that's quite nice. Now the second thing you can do with this isn't really designed to score as many points, but it's a little bit more hands-off. And it's actually why this particular account was created to begin with. I made this about a month ago, and it's designed to be small enough that a regular player or a large player isn't going to want to bother with it. If I see a 2 million player, I'm not going to port because they're not going to have enough troops for it to be worth my time or resources. So I'm going to ignore it, but smaller players won't ignore it. So because of that, this trap is going to be set up a little bit differently. What I typically do is just send about 400 or 500k tier 1 troops with my main account. And my main account is at this time the top player in the kingdom by quite a bit, so I know that as far as strength is concerned, it's going to be pretty hard for any other player that's not of a decent size to break, even the tier 1 troops. So if I have a 50 or 100 million 50 or 100 million player poured in there, there's a pretty good chance that my tier 1 troops are going to trump their tier 5 troops, which is a tremendous amount of points. You just have to have one small to mid-sized guy hit you, and then even if someone else comes in and wipes all your tier 1 troops, they're tier 1, so it's really not a big point loss, and it's very easy to justify point wise, even leaving this type of trap AFK. So setting it up and then just going to sleep. Even if all your troops are gone in the morning, there's a very strong chance that you'll have had some small guys hit and make up your points for you. I've only gotten to use mine once or twice, but I had another guy in my clan, shout out to Ackillessf, who set up another account very similar to this, and we used it in our KVK, scored quite a lot of points doing the exact same thing in this last KVK. The other nice thing about this setup, when players are looking at your account to see if you're a potential trap, one of the things that they'll look at is your last login time. So if you're trying to look like an account that just had an accidental shield drop, which is the best type of trap, because they're more likely to hit you if they think you're an accidental shield drop. Having a last login time of hours or days before is a really good way to run this, because this can hold enough tier 1 troops that I don't actually have to set up the OS to do the little tier 1 thing. Basically, I can have this account sit in the clan and just not log it in. It doesn't need a reshield ever. You just send the troops when you're ready to trap. The only problem with that is if it's burning, someone else isn't going to hit it. So you may want to have your shield on just to stop that, but it's not really necessary. Even if it's burning at some point, you just stick your troops in there, it'll stop burning and someone will hit it anyways. That's pretty much it. Oh, the other thing that people check for when looking for traps, which I should probably make a how to locate a trap video, but is your influence. So your maximum influence versus your current influence. That's going to be the same right here, because I don't have any troops. There's never been a point where my troops have died, so my maximum influence is my current influence. So it looks like I have all the troops that, it doesn't look like I've been hit yet from that perspective. So that's another little benefit to this type of trap. But that's about it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments section down below. If you found this video interesting or helpful, hit that like button. And if you're interested in seeing more Vikings War of Clans videos, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you all soon.